This man, and he's my favorite comic. Last year, Jim said, I think I'm stop performing. I'm not gonna do this anymore. It's getting too tough. He's 88 years old. But about a month ago, I got a phone call saying, you know what? I want to go back to St. Michael's. I want to go back. For the last 3 days, he's been calling me with new jokes. New jokes! So, gentlemen, the amazing Jim MacGeorge.
Thank you, Harry. That was really a warm introduction. I appreciate it. I feel good. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here and helping the cause. And on October 9th, I'll be 89, and I'm doing fine. I feel good. I have a few little things. I have kleptomania. And when it gets real bad, I take something for it. Usually silverware. I'm missing going to the gym today. That's 5 years in a row. There was a stagecoach driver, and he went into Tucson, Arizona. Sees his friend Herb. He said, "You got a job yet, Herb?" He said, "Not yet, Curly. You want to ride shotgun?" "Well, what do I have to do?" "Well, you see an outlaw, you shoot him." He said, "I could do that." He said, "Hop aboard." They're out there about an hour and a half. He says, "Curly, up on the hill, an outlaw. How big is he?" "About that big." "Want me to shoot him?" He said, "Not yet." They go another hour and a half. "How big is he now?" Said, "About that big." "Want me to shoot him?" "No, wait." They go another hour. He said, "How big is he now?" He says, "He's this big." He said, "Shoot him." "Shoot him." He said, "I can't. I've known him since he was that big." You know, life is difficult and it's complicated. And last night, a thief broke into my house and was searching for money. And I woke up and saw him and started searching with him. Neither one of us found anything. And I'm studying. You're here to learn. And I'm taking a course in psychoceramics, study of crackpots. And there are a bunch of them out there, just shipping down for Richard Reardon. And Donald Trump, President Trump, is going to build a wall on our southern border. China built a wall, and they haven't seen a Mexican immigrant for 1,000 years. And then there was a lady in court, and she was found guilty of stealing a can of peaches at a supermarket. And the judge said, "How many peaches are in the can?" She said, 6. "All right, 6 days in jail." And her husband stood up and said, "She also stole a can of peas." And a couple I know worked for the circus, and they wanted to adopt a child. And the adoption agent came over and talked with him and said, "The circus atmosphere is not a good atmosphere to raise a child in. How large a child did you want?" He said, "I don't know, just as long as he'll fit in the cannon." And this nightclub was filled with people, and they're dancing and singing, and suddenly a streak of lightning and smoke on the stage, and the devil appears. And everyone ran from the club except one man. He just sat there. And the devil looked at him and said, "You're not afraid of me, are you?" He said, "No, I married your sister." And then there was a man out fishing, And he brought the boat in and docked it and took a nap, and the wife was reading a book, and she decided to go out and read on the lake. And all of a sudden, a game warden came up and said, "This is a restricted fishing area." She said, I'm not fishing, I'm reading. And he said, "Yeah, but you have all the equipment and you can start at any time. I accuse you of sexual harassment." He said, "Wait a minute, I didn't touch you." "I know, but you have all the equipment and you can start at any time." And a psychologist said, "Your living is determined not by what life brings to you, but by the attitude that you bring to life." And there isn't a better attitude anywhere in the world than the attitude in this room tonight. And it's difficult to keep a good attitude. My computer broke down, and a little kid next door, 10 years old, came over and fixed it. And I said, "What was the problem?" He said it was an ID10T problem. I said, "What's that?" He said, "Write it out. It spells idiot." And I loaned a friend of mine $8,000. He had a facelift. Now I don't know where he is or what he looks like. And I had a fender bender, and the guy smashed in my headlight and fender, and I walked over to his car and I said, "Are you drinking?" He said, "Are you buying?" And I invested in a baseball team in Bakersfield. They call themselves the Possums. They're great at home, but they get killed on the road. Prince Charles went in to see the Queen Mother. He said, "Hello, Bella, how are you?" I said, "Hello, Charles." He said, "I'm going on a 2-week vacation." He said, "That's fine. You drop in when you get back." He said, "I will." So he came back 2 weeks later, he dropped in, he said, "I'm home for the vacation, Mother." He said, "Yes, Charles, I saw you on television. You had on the white suit with the medals and the sword, but why were you wearing the fox hat?" "Well, you told me to." "I did?" "Yes, I said I was going on vacation, and you said where, and I said to Botswana, and you said, where the fox at?" We're here to learn. I learned that you should never marry a beautiful woman. She'll leave you broken-hearted. Marry an ugly woman. If she leaves you, who cares? And if you're ever attacked by a group of clowns, go for the juggler. The archaeology department at UCLA I found a new pyramid. They were inside dusting off a mummy, and he looked down and the lips were moving. And he got real close, and the mummy said, "Is Larry King still alive?" I found out why scuba divers fall off the boat backwards. If they fell forward, they'd still be on the boat. You know, when you look at the comedy, you look at timing. There's a saying that said, when you think, you become a light and a power, and you flicker a flame from which other torches are lit. And Richard Pryor says you may learn all the words to a routine, but it takes 10 years to learn the timing. And Albert Einstein said, you go to school not to learn facts, you go to school to learn how to think. Anyway, the skunk walked into a bar. like a cup of coffee and a ham sandwich. He said, you can talk. He said, of course I can talk. I work in construction down the street. He said, my friend owns a circus. He'll pay you more money. The circus, with all those tents? Yeah. What would he want with a plaster? Anyway, timing is important. Especially in that joke. and all of the major people found their own timing through certain gimmicks. Bob Hope timed with his eyes. He'd just stare at, he'd tell a joke and it looked like a funeral procession passing by. Hey, how about that, huh? I tell you, now Dolores just got me to do a charity for the Catholic Church. I know it was Catholic. I drove my car up outside and they raffled it off. And I take home this little gal every once in a while. She's a stunt gal. I don't have to stop the car. She just opens the door and rolls out. And my best friend, I talked to him, Herbert, and he said, Sunday's his 50th wedding anniversary. And I said, 50 years, what are you going to do? He said, I don't know. On my 25th, I took my wife to Anchorage. Maybe I'll go and pick her up. And Rodney Dangerfield timed with nerves, with twitches, you know, hey, I tell you, my wife says, take me to dinner, someplace I've never been. I took her to the kitchen. I came home last night and she met me in a see-through negligee. Problem was, she was just coming home too. And a guy pulled a knife on me. I knew he was an amateur, the butter was still on. And Henny Youngman tied with a violin, you know. Guy walked in the doctor's office, said, I broke my arm in 4 places. Doctor said, don't go to those places. I walked in the doctor's office and said, something's wrong with my bladder, I can't control myself, what should I do? And the doctor said, get off of my rug. John Wooden was a good friend of mine, and he said, make each day your masterpiece. And the things you would give your loved ones are the things you should give yourself. And we make some good friends in the Bohemian Club. And a good friend is like a precious jewel. They're difficult to find. They're impossible to replace. So we learn to forgive quickly, to kiss slowly, to love fully, to laugh uncontrollably, and enjoy this day as the one day we have. I thank you, gentlemen.
Jim MacGeorge. Nobody like it. Nobody.